50 million tourists visit Spain every year, but most of them skip the capital. A city where the sun shines 300 days a year, where dinner does not start until 10 p.m., where a world-class art museum charges $0 after 6. Madrid is not just Spain's capital, it is the country's beating heart. With 3.3 million residents, the largest royal palace in Western Europe, and a food scene that puts most European capitals to shame. This city has been hiding in Barcelona's shadow for far too long. Whether you are here for the Prado, the Pinksos, or the parks, this is your complete guide to Madrid. Madrid sits right in the center of Spain, 650 meters above sea level on a high plateau called the Meseta Central. That elevation makes it the highest capital city in the European Union. And that altitude brings one thing Barcelona cannot match: sunshine. Over 300 days of clear sky per year. The city's population of 3.3 million makes it Spain's largest city and the third largest in the EU, behind only Berlin and Rome's metro area. But here is what surprises most visitors. Madrid feels nothing like a megacity. The pace is relaxed. People stroll, they do not rush. The Spanish concept of sobremesa, lingering at the table long after the meal is over, is not just a tradition here, it is a way of life. Quick tip: Madrid's altitude means it gets genuinely cold in winter. January averages 6 degrees Celsius, that is 43 Fahrenheit. Pack layers if you are visiting between November and March. Madrid has one of the best public transit systems in Europe. The metro opened in 1919 and now spans 302 stations across 13 lines, making it the 6th largest metro system in the world. A single ride costs 1.50 euros, or 2 euros if you are heading to the airport on Line 8. But the real deal is the tourist pass. A Zone A pass covers unlimited metro, bus, and commuter rail for 8.40 euros per day. The system runs from 6 a.m. to 1:30 a.m., and trains come every 3 to 5 minutes during peak hours. Beyond the metro, the city is incredibly walkable. The historic center, from Puerta del Sol to the Royal Palace, is compact enough to cover on foot in an afternoon. And unlike Rome or Lisbon, Madrid is mostly flat. No killer hills, no cobblestone nightmares. Skip the taxis from the airport. The Metro Line 8 gets you to Nuevos Ministerios in 12 minutes for 4.50 euros total. That is the base fare plus the airport supplement. A taxi will run you 30 euros fixed rate. The Royal Palace of Madrid is the largest royal palace in Western Europe, larger than Buckingham Palace, larger than Versailles. With 3,418 rooms spread across 135,000 square meters, it is an absurd display of Bourbon dynasty wealth. The palace was built between 1738 and 1755 after the old Alcazar fortress burned down on Christmas Eve 1734. King Philip V insisted the new palace be built entirely of stone, no wood, so it could never burn again. Today, the royal family does not actually live here. They use the smaller Zarzuela Palace outside the city, but the Palacio Real is still used for state ceremonies. General admission is 16 euros, but here is the trick: it is completely free for EU citizens and residents on certain afternoons. Check the schedule before you visit. The best time to visit is first thing in the morning, right at 10 a.m. By noon, the tour bus crowds arrive and it becomes a nightmare. The throne room and the Stradivarius collection are the two things you absolutely should not miss. Just east of the Prado Museum sits Retiro Park, 125 hectares of manicured gardens, fountains, and hidden corners that used to belong exclusively to the Spanish monarchy. The park opened to the public in 1868, and today it is Madrid's green lung. The Crystal Palace is the highlight, a stunning glass and iron structure built in 1887 that now hosts contemporary art exhibitions for free. You can rent a rowboat on the Estanque Grande, the large artificial lake, for 6 euros per 45 minutes. The Rosalita rose garden blooms spectacularly from May through June, with over 4,000 roses. And the Paseo de la Argentina, a long promenade lined with statues of Spanish monarchs, is one of the most photogenic walks in the city. Madrid's art scene is arguably the best in Europe, and it all starts with the Prado. The Museo del Prado houses over 8,000 paintings and 700 sculptures, including masterworks by Velázquez, Goya, El Greco, and Bosch. The building itself dates to 1819, making it one of the oldest art museums in the world. General admission is €15. But here is what most tourists do not know. The Prado offers free entry every day from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., Monday through Saturday, and from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. on Sundays. That is 2 hours of free access to one of the greatest art collections on the planet. The three works you cannot miss: Las Meninas by Velázquez, The Garden of Earthly Delights by Bosch, and The 3rd of May, 1808 by Goya. The Reina Sofia is Madrid's modern art powerhouse and the permanent home of Picasso's Guernica, one of the most important anti-war paintings ever created. The canvas measures 3.49 by 7.77 meters and depicts the bombing of the Basque town of Guernica during the Spanish Civil War in 1937. Entry is €12, but free on Monday, Wednesday through Saturday evenings from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Completing the Golden Triangle is the Thyssen Bornemisza Museum, a private collection turned public that fills the gaps between the Prado and Reina Sofia. From Van Gogh to Hopper to Kandinsky, the Thyssen covers 800 years of Western art in one building. A combined pass for all three museums, the Paseo del Arte card, costs €32 and is valid for 12 months. Here is a money-saving hack. If you time it right, you can visit all three museums for free in a single evening. The Prado is free from 6 to 8 p.m., the Reina Sofia from 7 to 9 p.m., and the Thyssen on Mondays from 7 to 9 p.m. Start at the Prado at 6, walk to Reina Sofia at 7:15, done by 9. Madrid is a tapas city. Small plates, big flavors, and the expectation that you will hop between 3 or 4 bars before calling it a night. Unlike the South, Madrid's tapas are not always free, but they are cheap. Expect to pay €2 to €5 per tapa at most neighborhood bars. The classics include patatas bravas, fried potatoes with spicy tomato sauce, croquetas de jamon, tortilla española, and gambas al ajillo, garlic shrimp sizzling in olive oil. The best tapas neighborhoods are La Latina, Malasana, and the area around Plaza Mayor. On Sundays, La Latina's Cava Baja Street becomes the unofficial tapas capital of Spain. Locals bar hop from noon until dark, and the energy is electric. Mercado de San Miguel is Madrid's most famous food hall, a gorgeous iron and glass structure right next to Plaza Mayor that has been operating since 1916. It is touristy, yes, but the quality is legitimate. Oysters, Iberian ham, vermouth on tap, and manchego cheese from La Mancha. For a more local experience, head to Mercado de la Paz in Salamanca or Mercado de Vallehermoso in Chambéry. Now, let us talk about Jamon. Iberico ham is Spain's national obsession. A full leg of acorn-fed Iberico de Bellota can cost over €500, but a single plate of hand-carved slices at a good bar runs €12 to €18. The difference between regular Serrano and true Iberico de Bellota is like the difference between grocery store cheddar and aged Parmigiano. Once you taste the real thing, there is no going back. Do not buy Jamon at the tourist shops near Sol or Gran Via. The markup is insane. Head to any neighborhood charcuteria and buy vacuum-packed Iberico for half the price. It lasts weeks sealed and makes the best souvenir you will ever bring home. Puerta del Sol is the geographic center of Spain, literally kilometer zero, the point from which all distances in the country are measured. It is chaotic, it is crowded, and it is the heartbeat of Madrid. Just south of Sol sits La Latina, the oldest neighborhood in the city. Narrow medieval streets, tiny plazas with outdoor terraces, and the legendary Sunday Rastro flea market that draws 100,000 visitors every week. North of Gran Via, Malasana is Madrid's hipster quarter. Independent coffee shops, vintage clothing stores, street art, and some of the best cocktail bars in the city. The neighborhood was the epicenter of La Movida, Spain's explosive cultural revolution in the 1980s after Franco's dictatorship ended. That rebellious energy still pulses through the streets today. Salamanca is where old money meets high fashion. Tree-lined boulevards, designer boutiques, Michelin-starred restaurants, and some of the most expensive real estate in Spain, averaging over 6,000 euros per square meter. Chueca, just a 10-minute walk away, is Madrid's LGBTQ+ neighborhood and one of the most vibrant in Europe. Rainbow crosswalks, independent theaters, rooftop bars, and the massive Pride celebration every June that draws over 1.5 million people. And then there is Lavapiés, Madrid's most multicultural district. Indian restaurants next to Chinese grocery stores next to Senegalese cafes. It is raw, it is real, and it is where you will find the best value meals in central Madrid. Madrid has one of the latest nightlife cultures on the planet. Dinner at 10 p.m., pre-drinks at midnight, clubs from 2 a.m. until 6 or even 7 in the morning. The Spanish do not see this as excessive. It is simply how the night works here. The rooftop bar scene is world-class. Circulo de Bellas Arts offers a panoramic terrace overlooking Gran Via for a €5 entry fee, and it is worth every cent at sunset. For clubbing, Capital is the big one, 7 floors, each with a different music genre, open Thursday through Saturday. Joy Eslava, a converted 19th century theater, has been hosting parties since 1981. And for something more underground, Sirocco and Café Berlin in Malasana draw the electronic and jazz crowds. The best part? Cover charges rarely exceed €15, and that usually includes a drink. Here is something tourists never figure out, the Canas y Tapas ritual. Before any big night out, locals hit a few bars for small beers and bites between 9 and 11 p.m. It is cheap, it is social, and it means you never arrive at a club hungry or sober. Follow the locals on this one. The Templo de Debod is a 2,200-year-old Egyptian temple sitting in the middle of a Madrid park. Egypt gifted it to Spain in 1968 as a thank you for helping save the Abu Simbel temples from flooding during the Aswan Dam construction. It is free to enter, and at sunset the reflecting pool creates one of the most magical views in the city. The Sorolla Museum is another hidden gem, the former home and studio of painter Joaquin Sorolla, preserved exactly as he left it in 1923. The Andalusian garden alone is worth the visit. Entry is just €3. For the best panoramic view of Madrid, skip the paid observation decks and head to the rooftop of El Corte Inglés on Colau. It has a free terrace with views stretching to the Guadarrama Mountains. And if you are here on a Sunday, the Rastro flea market spreads across 30 streets in La Latina with over 3,500 vendors. It has been running every single Sunday since 1740. Madrid is one of the best value capital cities in Western Europe. Here is the daily budget breakdown. Accommodation: a hostel dorm runs €20 to €35 per night. A mid-range hotel averages €80 to €120. For a private Airbnb in the center, expect €60 to €90. Food: the menu del dia is your best friend. Nearly every restaurant serves a multi-course lunch with drink included for €12 to €16 between 1 p.m. and 4 p.m. That is a starter, main course, dessert, and a glass of wine, for less than a single main at a comparable Paris restaurant. Transport: the tourist travel pass costs €8.40 per day for Zone A, which covers the entire metro, bus, and commuter rail network. Activities: many top attractions are free at specific hours. The Prado, Reina Sofia, and Royal Palace all offer free windows. A realistic daily budget for a mid-range traveler is €55 to €85. Meals, transit, 1 to 2 attractions, and a couple of drinks. The Menu del Dia is genuinely the best deal in European travel. I am not exaggerating. 3 courses plus wine for €13 at a proper sit-down restaurant. It is only available at lunch, usually 1 to 4 p.m., and most tourists completely miss it because they eat at noon like they would back home. Adjust your schedule. That is your complete guide to Madrid, Spain's underrated capital. From the Royal Palace to the rooftop bars, from free museum nights to €13 3-course lunches. This city delivers more value per euro than almost anywhere in Europe. If you found this useful, subscribe for more data-driven travel guides every week. And let us know in the comments, tapas in La Latina or a night out in Malasana. Which Madrid experience are you booking first?